Hey guys, Aniket here. In this video, the aim will be to get an overview of Java or learn Java in an overviewing manner. Let's say you have an exam tomorrow. This video is for you. So we'll get an overview of Java in like 10 minutes. So let's begin. The software we are using is IntelliJ, super cool. If I write S out means if you want to print something, if I write hi here, we can get the output. The shortcut is Control Shift F10 for Windows. And yes, once we do that, we get the output. JVM means Java Virtual Machine, very important. That's the body responsible for running the code. JVM, very important. And it is Java Virtual Machine. Now, the JVM comes under JDK. JDK is something that we download, and JDK is a big thing which contains all the important stuff. So the biggest unit is JDK, something that we downloaded, under which we have JVM responsible for running the code, and we also have JRE, which is Java Runtime Environment. These are all the libraries that we require are in JRE. JDK is the biggest unit, Java Development Kit, and JVM is where the code runs. It's the compiler practically. So that's the overview of the stuff. We know how to print. We also know how to create variables. So if I have to create a variable, I can write int a equal to 3. So this is a variable. There are many types of variables like integer, double. Now double means I am talking about decimals. Integer means I am talking about integers. I can also, now these are the primitive data types. Okay, one second. Now we know about integer and double. These are the basic data types or the fundamental data types or the primitive data types. So these are the primitive data types like integer, double, character. We also have non-primitive data types like string. Let's say string a equal to hi. Now this is a non-primitive data type. Again, all these primitive and non-primitive data types can be printed easily. Let's say s out a. We know the output will be hi. After the primitive and non-primitive data types, we also have a very important concept of comments. Whatever I write in a comment is something no one can understand, or compiler cannot understand. Of course, everyone can understand, humans can understand, but the machine cannot understand the comment. So let's say I am a comment. So the machine will be like, okay, I don't care what's written here. That's why it's a comment. Next concept we also have about operators. There are many types of operators. Operators are just helping us do calculations. So let's say a variable is 3. I can have another variable b equal to 4. Let's say I want to multiply them. I can just have c equal to a star b. Now this is simple multiplication and I can print it like this. Let's run it and see the output. We can clearly see it's 12. The star is here a operator. So that's an overview of operator. After that, we also have the important concept of if-else. It is a very important and the first most important concept. If-else helps us to do overviewingly if I say that what to do in a particular scenario. So let's say there's an integer a equal to 3. If a, now in brackets we put the condition, if a is equal to 3, in that case I want something to happen. Let's say I want to print hi. And otherwise means if in case the value is not equivalent to 3, in that case again I want something to happen. So I'll say not hi, let's say, or let's say bye. So this is a if-else situation. Okay, if something happens, do something, otherwise do something else. If we run it, we get hi. This was an overview for if-else. After that, we also have loops. Loops help us do something in a repeated stuff. Let's say I want to print, hey, how are you 10,000 times. Of course, printing 10,000 times is very difficult. For that, we have loops. There are two types of loops. In general, the while loop and the for loop. Now, let's say we go for while loop. So let's say there is an integer a equal to 0. I can say while a is less than 100, print hi. Now, of course, I need to increment a every time, okay, so that I can print hi multiple times. in this particular scenario, if I run it, I can see that A will be or high will be printed 100 times. So this is how loops work. And after this, we also have for loop. Now for loop is also very similar. Okay. However, I think one loop is sufficient. Well, let's go for our for loop also. So if for loop, we have a shortcut for I. Let's say I want to go I less than 100. The meaning is start from 0, go till 100 or go till go at the position. So I cannot go more than 100. The maximum value possible for I will be 99. And here I can do S out high. Again, we know it will be printed like 100 times. So this is for loop. We also know that we have arrays and 2D arrays, array list. These are the different data structures important for storing data. So if you want to store data in form of a list, we use arrays or two-dimensional arrays or array lists. So to create an array, int square brackets a equal to new int. This is one way, or you can just have the curly braces and write the values directly. Now this is a array. Now if you want to print an array, you can do S out arrays to string. And of course, now it will work. Using arrays.toString, we are able to print 1, 2, and 3. So this is about arrays. Again, we also have methods. Methods are just simply a block of code that we can execute by calling it. So it's just like, let's say you have a vehicle. Okay. So it's your option if you want to go by foot or you want to go by the vehicle. If you'll use the vehicle, you can. Otherwise, it's still there. So method is just like, let's say, a body of code. If you want, you can use it. It's plug and play. If you're like, okay, let's use it. So you can call it and it will run. So that's the point about methods. For creating a method, let's say void high. So I want to create a method which prints high. I have starting and ending curly braces here, and here we have brackets. We have to also see the return type. Again, no need to get in detail. An overview is important here. So void high. So hi, how are you? So this is a method that we created. Now there is a rule in Java, a static method can only call a static method. So we have to make this static. So static void, and yes, if I call this hi, I know the output will be hi, how are you? So this is about methods, and as such, this is a basic overview of core Java. Okay. After this, we also have object-oriented Java. Now I'm going to remove this stuff from here. Now for object-oriented Java, we have classes and objects. To create a class, I write class. Let's call it OOP1. Or let's say it's a dog. Let's go for dog. And again, we know a dog. What's the issue here? Okay, duplicate. Let's call it dog1. No issues. Perfect. Now a dog can do multiple stuff, right? So we can have a property for a dog. Let's say color. Of course, color is a string. And then now a class is like a factory, very important. So here it's a factory which will be creating dogs and which will be here. So here we'll have objects. Objects are real dogs that do exist. Again, my drawing is bad, but you got the point. And factory is something creating dogs. So this is the concept about classes and objects. Let's say we have a string color. We want to print a color. So I'll create a method here, void print. So here I'll do S out color. Now, if I want to, now again, this is a class that I created here. I can also create objects. So here I'll write objects. To create an object, I'll write dog1 equal to, let's call it A equal to new dog. Of course, dog1, because the name of the class is dog1. Once we create the object, I can call its method, so a.print. Now we haven't assigned a value to the color, so I can assign it using a.color equal to, let's say, red. And yes, this will print red. Now very important, in the starting here, I created the factory or the class. Now using that particular factory, I created objects. Now again, we can see the output is red. This particular object is a real dog, let's say, that we created, whose color has been assigned red, and using print we are printing it. So this is the object and this is the class. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.